Welcome to this very brief review of two t-shirt making platforms that actually ship to your client and also do the print work for you. So I'm looking at Represent and also Teespring. These are the two platforms I would like to review. So let's get started. We're right on the interface of Represent right now, and the first thing I'd like to look at is their Alexa ranking to see what is the standing of the website. Is telling us that Teespring is receiving more traffic than Teespring is receiving more traffic than Represent. So that's a good start, a good thing to know. I'll go right in and we'll launch a campaign. And to launch a campaign, you simply go to this button and you launch campaign. You click on that and it will launch the campaign page. You can add text. For example, you can type in whatever you want. So it's pretty much, if you're familiar with typing on a platform, then this should be quite intuitive. You've got your fonts here. You can choose different fonts, and they've got a drop down types of font you can choose from, which is great because if you're designing online, you want that variety to choose from. So great. So we've got our text in place, and you can change the color over here simply by clicking that um, color bar, and your text will change. But you need to highlight it for it to change. So, like so. Okay. So you can choose any color you want, and you can also change the color of the T-shirt right here. So pretty simple stuff working with text. And the other thing that Teespring offers is artwork. So they've got the generic artwork that they provide. So here you got random designs, but you can actually be specific and choose, let's say, sport. And then you hit search, and you have a variety of designs you can work with. I like this one. So you choose whatever design you want, and then you drag it down into position, change the color of it. Once it's highlighted, you can change the color of it, and you can play around with it pretty much. Awesome. And there's our design. So it's very easy to um, create a design on Teespring without any design shops at all. It's very user friendly, and here we have different types of t-shirts you can choose to put your design on. There'll be more of the choices as we go further into it. This is your base cost. If you're selling 50 t-shirts, $9.35 will be a base cost without making any profit. All right, without moving further with Teespring, actually, let's do one more thing. You can also upload your own custom artwork by clicking the upload button. Now, this is the part to watch. Maximum five sizes, 5 megabytes. File types, they accept JPEG, PNG, and EPS. If you're not familiar with these terms, I would recommend you work with a graphic designer who can help you determine what you need. So, in essence, JPEG is like a raster file. In other words, it pixelates or becomes fuzzy the more you enlarge it. Picture network graphic is a vector-based file, and that one does not pixelate so much when you enlarge it. And EPS is also a vector-based file, and this one does not pixelate at all since it's fully vectorized. So that's just a brief side cap on that. And they want your pictures to be a maximum dimension of 3000 pixels for JPEG and PNG. So you need to take a note of these details if you're designing. So once you've got your artwork, all you have to do is click upload. The one thing I like about Represent rather than Teespring is that you can actually put in photographic quality images into it. This is a design done by one of my students, and we shall be making t-shirts out of this soon. So there you go. But you will see what happens in a second, because Teespring doesn't actually work with photographic type images. There we go. I kind of like tampered with it too much there, and you didn't see what happened. So let's upload it again. There we go. Let's just wait for it to see. And you'll see that it actually won't accept the design. Did you try to upload a full color image? Okay, so Teespring basically works with screen printing. And with screen printing, let me just highlight this to show you as I'm talking. With screen printing, you are allowed up to a maximum of 10 colors. That's because each color requires a screen to be made for it. So it means the more colors you have, the more work you have to do. So that's the downside to Teespring so far, because there are other platforms that use what's called direct to garment printing, and this is unlimited color. You can do photographic prints with it, because they use a specialized printer that prints directly onto the garment, or DTG, direct to garment printing. So that's the only downside I see so far with Teespring. So let's hop over to Represent and see how the platform compares. Now, as you can see, it's pretty much the same as Teespring, in that you got your design, set price, blah blah blah. This part of the interface is also the same. You've got text, you've got image, so you can input text into it simply by clicking the text button, and then you have this dialog box pop up, and all you have to do is put in your text. So I had the text already. Let's take out this graphic that's already there, and take our text, push it up. It's pretty easy to use, just the same as Teespring. And you can change the color of your t-shirt over here. As you can see, as I'm hovering over the colors, your design also changes. Your t-shirt, sorry, also changes. So that's it with the font and colors over here. You can manage or add offered products. In other words, you can choose different types of t-shirts you might want to offer with your campaign. So these are the price ranges that go with it. I think they're pretty steep, but it's, you know, it's a personal thing. But as base prices, I think they're pretty high. So that's the t-shirt element in Represent. Now let's try to upload that same image that I wouldn't upload on Teespring and see what happens. The one thing I must say before I go any further is that I have not received printed products from any of these companies. Neither do I work for any of these companies. So I can't vouch for the quality of t-shirt, the quality of print you will get from them. But I will be getting some soon, and then I'll do another video on the quality of print. This is just to compare the two platforms. So as you can see, Represent did take that design that Teespring did not take, and it loaded pretty easily. So that's basically where I would like to leave it with Teespring and Represent. Personally, I would go with Teespring. Why? Because it's a better known platform. It's got a much better design interface, and if you actually go into Teespring, you can see how other people's products are stacking up. Like if you go discover, and let's just look at how their products look. I misspelled discover. There we we go. So if you click on a t-shirt, you can see all the details about it, and also this is the functionality I wanted to share. If you hover over the t-shirt, you can actually see a zoomed in part, and that way you can inspect the design and see how it looks and see if that's something you want to go with. So I really like that aspect about Teespring, and also they have a very neat interface, and this person has sold a lot of t-shirts. um, let's look at Represent and do the same thing. Let's go into Represent. Yes, I want to leave the page, I don't want to save that. And now with Represent, it's kind of like the prices are really steep for your final product, and that part does not do it for me, because I think the idea of approaching the online marketing system when it comes to t-shirts is because you want to minimize on costs and maximize on profits. So if you're going to go off and start off at a high price with the product, then you're not likely to make much in the long run. So let's look at the campaign page. Like I said, Teespring has got that zoom in functionality. Represent does not. I think it's good to have that interactive aspect of it when the client or the potential customer sees a product they want to, kind of like get up close and personal with it. And Represent does not have that function, which I think is a big downside to it, um, because clients always like to see more before they commit to buying, wouldn't you? I mean, everybody would. So mm, off the bat, I would go with Teespring. Why? Because of their functionality, of also it's a tried and trusted platform. They've got sellers who are doing really well, so that means you're on a much more stable platform, in my opinion. And that way, I would vouch for it rather than go for its competitor, Represent. So that's it for now. I hope you find that useful. If you've got any questions about these interfaces, please leave them in the comment section below. I do random videos on reviews of products. I do events, interesting events. I also do, yeah. So thank you very much for watching, and